All right, so we're on page 23. This is the slope or the rate of change, all right, of a function. So how a price of value changes with every input. All right, that's the basic definition. All right, so for example, all right, let's say if a pizza with only cheese and no toppings cost $5, and every topping cost $1.50, what is the rate of change? It's also known as the slope of the total cost of a one topping pizza. Okay, so basically when we're looking at this, they're going to give us some numbers. Okay, we're going to have no toppings, all right, just a cheese pizza, and no toppings cost $5. And then it says every topping cost $1.50. So it says, what is the rate of change? The slope of the pizza. So our basic setup is what we call y equals mx plus b. Okay, that's our basic function. The m is going to be the slope, and the b is going to be the starting cost. Okay. So I know that if I were to get a cheese pizza, just something with no toppings, that costs $5. So I have to start with $5. Y equals, and let's put a plus 5. And then every topping costs $1.50. That's going to be the slope. So $1.50. All right. In this case, the x is going to be the topping. How many do you want to put? And then the total cost is the output. Okay? So my slope, my rate of change, is $1.50. All right, so this is like a word problem, but let's go ahead and let's use the points, tables, maps, graphs examples. Okay? So let's say that we have some points. We're going to use some calculator strategies, guys. All right, so let me go ahead and put some steps. All right, and this is going to be your calculator steps. All right, step 1, you want to push stat and put a square around that. So there's a button called stat in your calculator. All right, and we'll actually make this one, we're going to push stat enter, and that should say edit. All right, I'll show you right now in the calculator what I'm talking about. Step 2, we're going ahead and enter data. Enter data into L1 and L2, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that. Step 3, we're going to push stat. And then we're going to go to the right side. Right, to the right. All right, this is going to take us to our calc. Step 4. We push the number 4. It should say LINREGAX plus B. And that's what it should look like in the calculator. And I'll show you. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Step 5, you want to push enter 5 times. It's going to say calculate. All right, so we're going to be using these steps on the calculator every time we do the points, tables, maps, graphs, and examples. All right, when we're doing slope. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the page and do those examples on page 24. All right, so let's go ahead and let's practice a slope with some points. We have 5, -8, and then we have -2, 13. So we have some points. We're going to go ahead and put this in the calculator. And let me set them up. So our setup is going to be like a table, like X, Y. It's easier if we do this like a table. So we're going to go ahead. You start off with the smallest. Well, actually, no, it doesn't even matter. If we only have 2 points, we're going to put 5, -8, and then we have -2, 13. All right. Oh, you know what, to be safe, guys? Let's just be safe about it. Let's put -2, the X number, the smaller one goes first, and then the bigger X number goes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and say that this is the wrong one and that this is the right one, because the X has to go in order. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's look at our instructions. Step 1. All right. It says push stat. So there's a button right here that says stat. So push stat. And it says push enter. See where it says edit? So we're going to push enter. So my list 1 is going to be the X numbers right here. -2 and 5. So let's type in -2, enter, 5, enter. Now we need to go ahead and put this into our L2 one. So let's move over to the right side. Let's put 13. Enter, and let's put 8, enter. Okay, so those are my first 2 steps. All right, so we push stat and we edit it. We enter the data into L1 and L2. Now we're going to push stat and then go to the right side where it says calculate. All right, or calc. So we're right here, push stat, and then it says calc. So I have to go to the right side. Good. Now it says push 4 where it says linear regression. Oops, I forgot to put my parentheses. Or my quotation marks. All right, I'm going to go down here where it says linear regression, or I can just push the number 4. All right, so we go to the linear regression. And the last step says enter 5 times. Okay, so I'm right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So on here, it tells me I have y equals ax plus b. So I have these parentheses, all right, these decimals. All right, they're not really nice, but I'm going to copy that down. So I'm going to say y equals, now the a is this number. So let's put negative 0.714. Then it says there's an x plus, and then right here it's going to be 11.571. All right. So if I look back at my notes, what I'm looking for is the slope. This is our setup. Y equals mx plus b. All right. The slope is whatever is right next to the x, or in front of the x number. So my answer is going to be this decimal. All right. So we're looking for whatever's in front of the x. That's my slope. All right. So let's try this. So now we have an example with a table. So this is already in the setup. So this is the easiest one. Check, we have a good setup. We're gonna go ahead and just put it in our calculator. So let's reset. Second plus 712. You want to reset everything. And let's start. Push stat, enter. You want to edit right here. Put all these x's in list one. So 0, enter, 2, 4, and 5. Or you know what? Hold up. I want to make sure this is a whole number. Can y'all change this to a 6 actually? Hold up. Let's make this a 6. That way we get a whole number. So go back here and let's put 6. Now go to list 2 and let's put this one 3, 5, 7, and 9. All right. So now we put in our data. So that was step 1 and step 2. Push stat enter, edit, enter the data into L1, L2. Now we're going to push stat and go to the right side. Push stat, go to the right side. Look where it says linear regression, number 4, and then enter 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. See, that's nice. So we're going to copy that down. Y equals, and the A is going to be 1, 1x, then plus 3 where the B is, plus 3. So this is my slope. My slope is going to be 1. Just the 1, guys, not the x, just the 1. The slope is the number 1. All right. So last, guys, we have a map. So let's go ahead and do our setup. All right, we're going to have our x, y, like a table. So my x's, you want to start from the smallest x. So we have -5, and have 0, 10. And make sure that you put the right numbers wherever it's pointing. So the -5 is going to go to 12, the 0 is going to the 8, and the 10 is going to the 2. Okay, and now this is our setup. Check, we can put it in our calculator. Okay, so remember, guys, I like to reset it. So you push second plus 712. I always like to have a fresh calculator. And push stat, edit, -5. Go down 0, 10, 12, 8, and 2. All right. So go ahead and push stat. Go where it says calculate. Number 4. And then enter 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, this is going to be a decimal. I thought it was going to be a whole number. That's my fault. So I have y equals, that's a negative 0.65. Let's just put negative 0.65x. And then plus, and then we have 8.42. This is plus 8.42. And the x number, whatever's in front of the x number here, that is the slope. Okay. All right, so when you're done with this, guys, go ahead and show me these notes right here, page 23 and 24, and then I'll give you the practice handout.